ever wonder if our leaders, the ones making these huge decisions, are actually up for it mentally?
Yeah, it's a thought, isn't it?
Today, we're diving deep into this whole idea of mental fitness for leadership.
Really fascinating stuff.
And to get into it, we're focusing on the case of Donald Trump.
Right.
You shared this interview with forensic psychiatrist Dr. Bandy Lee.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, it's given me a lot to think about. I don't know about you.
It is. It's fascinating material.
Yeah.
Really is.
Yeah.
What I find particularly interesting is how Dr. Lee, she takes this beyond just like, speculating.
Right.
We're not just kind of like,
yeah.
diagnosing from our armchairs. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Like a casual.
Exactly. She's bringing in insights from national security experts, talking about psychological concepts that have like real world implications for how we even understand what leadership is.
Yeah. It's not just like a personality quiz in a magazine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's serious stuff.
Yeah. And she even organized a whole conference on this, the more dangerous state of the world and the need for fit leadership.
Oh, that's a mouthful.
Right. Held at the National Press Club.
The National Press Club. Okay.
And get this. The conference brought together national security experts and mental health professionals. What do you make of that?
It's an interesting combo, that's for sure.
Right.
But I think it really highlights how a leader's mental fitness, it's not just a personal thing.
Right.
It has big implications, especially when you're talking about national security.
For sure.
And especially when you're talking about the President of the United States.
Exactly. And that makes me think about something we talked about earlier about retired Brigadier General Dr. Stephen Zanikis.
Okay.
Yeah. And his comments on fitness for duty evaluations.
Right.
These are like standard in the military.
Right.
Yeah. Especially for,
high stakes. Yeah.
High stakes roles like pilots, surgeons.
For sure.
You'd want to be pretty sure that someone flying a fighter jet or, doing surgery is on their game mentally.
100%. Yeah. You want them firing on all cylinders.
Right.
You don't want any You
don't want any loose screws rattling around up there.
No,
Yeah.
exactly.
Right.
You need them sharp.
So it makes you wonder.
What's that?
Why aren't there similar evaluations for, the person with their finger on the nuclear button?
That's the question, isn't it?
Right. Like, if we need to make sure a pilot is mentally good, shouldn't the president, with all that power, go through the same kind of scrutiny?
Yeah. Go through the same kind of scrutiny.
It seems logical, right?
It does, right.
But the thing is,
it's almost like we assume that anyone who gets to be president, they must be mentally fit. But where's the proof?
Exactly. Where's that guarantee?
Right. And what about the dangers of not checking?
Yeah.
Especially with Trump. He came in with no experience in government.
Straight from reality TV to the Oval Office.
Exactly. It's not like there was this long history of public service to look at and say, okay, yeah, he seems
stable.
Stable, right?
Yeah.
It was a huge unknown. And that's, that's kind of what Dr. Zanikis was getting at with the military evaluations.
Right.
They're constantly reviewing, constantly assessing even the most experienced people.
Wow.
So it makes you think, why the double standard for the highest office?
It's a really good question.
It is. And what happens if we just keep going like this, ignoring it?
That's a question worth thinking about.
Definitely something to ponder.
Yeah.
It really is. And it kind of leads us to another, unsettling part of all this.
Lay on me.
It's something Dr. Lee calls, and I'm not making this up, Trump contagion.
Trump contagion. That sounds a little
scary.
Yeah, a little bit. Like a horror movie or something.
Yeah, well, she uses that term to describe how certain personality disorders.
Okay.
Especially, when they're happening in someone as influential as Trump.
Right, someone with a big platform.
Exactly. They can actually spread like a disease.
Oh, no.
But instead of a virus, it's unhealthy symptoms and behaviors spreading to the wider population.
Hold on. Are we saying Trump is contagious?
It's not about him literally infecting people, but more like,
okay,
think about how humans we're social creatures, right?
Right.
We mirror each other. We pick up on cues, sometimes without even realizing it.
Yeah, like if someone yawns.
Exactly. Or think about a song that gets stuck in your head.
Ugh, the worst.
It's the same idea here, but instead of a catchy tune,
it's behaviors,
beliefs, that kind of thing, and they're spreading.
Because of Trump.
Well, Dr. Lee's point is, when the person exhibiting these behaviors is powerful, like Trump, it's amplified.
So his constant attacks, disregarding norms, spreading misinformation.
It's not just about him anymore. It becomes something others pick up on.
They start acting like that too.
It's not always conscious, but yeah, the behavior is normalized.
Wow.
Some psychiatrists even use the term folia millions to describe it.
Folia millions, is that French?
It is. And it means, get this, madness of millions.
Madness. So is Dr. Lee saying everyone who supports Trump is,
Oh, no, not at all. Folia millions isn't about individual diagnoses.
Okay.
It's more about how a group, even if each person isn't mentally ill themselves,
Right.
they can start exhibiting these symptoms of psychosis, like a shared delusion.
So like a whole group thinking something is true when it isn't.
Exactly, like a really powerful rumor or conspiracy theory that gets out of hand.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
It can really impact behavior, decision-making, all of that.
And that's how Trump maintains such a loyal following, even when things seem, I don't know.
Outrageous.
Yeah, it's like they're in on some secret reality together.
That's the idea. It's a feedback loop fueled by those echo chambers online, social media, all that.
It's scary how well that works.
And it's not just Trump supporters who are affected either.
Really?
It impacts all of us. Think about how we talk about politics now.
Oh, yeah.
The constant bombast, the name calling, it's seeped into everything.
It's exhausting.
Exactly. It's like he rewrote the rules of how we're supposed to disagree.
And now we're all just struggling to keep up.
Precisely. We're on edge. The smallest disagreement can blow up. It's stressful.
It really is for everyone.
Chronic stress, that constant feeling of being on high alert, it takes its toll.
It's a lot, isn't it? To think this could be contagious, like you said.
It's unsettling for sure.
It really is. Makes you wonder, though, why does it work?
Yeah.
What is it about Trump that people find so appealing? Like, why this kind of leadership?
The million-dollar question, right?
Yeah.
And it's something that Dr. James Gilligan, he was the director of the Harvard Institute of Law and Psychiatry.
Yeah.
He had some interesting thoughts on this.
Yeah.
He had a really insightful analysis, I thought, of the typical Trump voter.
What'd he say?
Well, he described this sense of loss. Like a lot of Trump's base is feeling that.
Loss of what, though? Jobs.
Money.
Well, he talked about loss of status, loss of a familiar world. Like, think about all the societal changes we've seen.
Yeah.
Civil rights, women's rights, which are good things. Don't get me wrong.
Right, of course. But those changes left some people, particularly, he said, white males, feeling like, I don't know, left behind, like their place in the world was disappearing.
So they're holding on to a past that's not really there anymore. And Trump's whole "Make America Great Again," that speaks to that.
Exactly. It's this promise.
Yeah.
Seductive, right? Like we go back to this greater time without them actually having to do anything to get there.
It's a shortcut to feeling good, basically.
Right. Like my identity is secure because America is great again, even if
it's at the expense of others, right? Like some groups are told they don't belong in this great version.
That's the dark side of it, definitely. And Dr. Gilligan, he brought up this psychological idea, identification with the aggressor. Have you heard of that?
Can't say that I have.
So imagine you're in a situation where you feel powerless, right?
Right.
Like a tough boss, no control over what's happening.
Been there.
And you kind of start agreeing with that person who's causing the problem, even if deep down.
Oh, yeah, to survive the situation.
Exactly. It's a coping mechanism.
Wow.
So Dr. Gilligan's saying with Trump, some of his supporters, it's like that. They feel powerless, so they align with him, even if it hurts them in the long run.
It's self-preservation, but in a twisted way.
Right. If you can't beat them, join them.
And that explains the unwavering support, even when it seems like...
It makes no logical sense.
Yeah, exactly.
It's emotional.
It is. So, okay, when now? If this is a contagion, are we doomed? How do we break free?
Well, Dr. Gilligan, he urged against labeling, like calling Trump supporters deplorables or whatever.
Right, they're people first.
Exactly. And we need empathy. Understand what's driving this need to be loyal.
So providing accurate info, right? Having these conversations, even if they're tough.
Yes. Safe spaces for dialogue to question those deep-seated beliefs.
And show what this contagion does, the human cost, the erosion of trust.
All of it. The violence, the damage to our democracy, it's all connected.
It is. And what about Trump himself?
Yeah.
Anything we can do there to, I don't know, stop the bleeding?
Dr. Lee was very clear on this point. Separation,
Meaning.
Get him off the public stage, limit his platform. It's crucial for the mental health of society as a whole.
Wow.
And to prevent more damage to, the systems that are supposed to be protecting us.
This has been, a real eye-opener. I got to say, it's bigger than just one guy, this whole mental fitness thing.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
It's on all of us to think about as a society.
Yeah, it really is. So to our listeners, keep those questions coming. Keep thinking critically. We've given you a lot to digest today, and it's important stuff. Until next time, stay curious out there